when you have $1 billion, that's not your money. That's the trust society gives on you. Many years ago, I want to change the world. Now, I think if we want to change the world, we change ourselves. Change ourselves is more important and easier.
The Richest Man in Babylon, explained in 10 minutes. Best personal finance book ever. Authored by George S. Clason and published in 1926, The Richest Man in Babylon is an insightful book on principles of wealth creation. The book delves like a bulldozer in matters pertaining to financial planning, personal wealth, and redefining the purpose and meaning of wealth. The book is set in Babylon, a city whose glory and reputation, like milk and honey, have endured the test of time. However, when King Sargon returned from war, he was saddened by the fact that Babylon was now characterized by high unemployment, low purchasing power, and no demand for produce. Reason being that the gold and treasure of Babylon found their way to a few rich men who mastered the art of wealth creation. Many people argue it doesn't matter how much money you make, it's about how much you keep. Do you agree with that assessment? Let us know in the comments section below. Now let's look at the best takeaways from Clason's Richest Man in Babylon. Number 1. Start fattening your financial accounts. If you want your financial accounts to thrive, start setting aside 10% of your income. The 10% income is a way of paying yourself first and should never be used for expenses. When you set aside 10% of your income, you'll automatically adjust your budget to fit the remaining 90%. If you do this more often, the chances are that your account shall be holding a threshold amount for every payday. The Richest Man in Babylon states that for every 10 coins you place within your purse, take out for use but 9. Your purse shall start to fatten at once, and its increasing weight will feel good in your hand and bring satisfaction to your soul. Number 2. Control your expenses. One of the major reasons you may find it challenging to set aside the 10% is because of unnecessary expenses, which result from insatiable desires. The Richest Man in Babylon hints that desires grow in men so freely whenever there's a possibility of them being fulfilled. You are then tasked to thoughtfully study your habits of living for you to find expenses that could be reduced or eliminated altogether. A skillful way to do this is by creating a budget. The primary purpose for drafting a budget is to identify leaks from your account and also helps you to control your spending. Therefore, the lesson is to always budget for your expenses so that you may have coins to pay for necessities, enjoyments, and to grant your worthwhile desires without spending more than 90% of your earnings. Number 3. Make your savings multiply. Perhaps a person's wealth doesn't lie in the money he has in his account, but in the income his profit generates over time. Since every man desires a continuous flow of income, whether you're working or on vacation, you should employ your savings to work for you. Pick investments you'll earn for, and upon realization of profits, reinvest the profits so that every dime you earn makes you money. Once you've mastered your spending and consistently save money every month, the next step is to put your savings to work, earning their keep. Instead of spending your money on things that will lose value and will eventually end up in a landfill like cars, electronics, or designer clothing, invest your money in something that will earn more money like stocks, real estate, or even a side hustle business. Through the power of compound interest, your assets will provide a steady stream of income, and investing that income will produce even more income. These passive income streams will eventually be bringing in enough money for you to live off without having to work for an hourly wage. The Richest Man in Babylon advises putting each coin to laboring, that it may reproduce a stream of wealth that shall constantly flow into your purse. Number 4. Guard your treasure against getting lost. Many rush into luxurious deals hoping to pluck back huge profits, only accept that when you risk your money, you risk losing wealth. Don't be misguided by your own selfish romantic desires to amass wealth rapidly. When investing, don't take any advice from an inexperienced person, but make safe investment decisions. Buffett's discipline has made him one of the wealthiest men in the world. Despite the popular opinion of the day, he invests only in what he knows and understands. While everyone is running to invest in Apple, Google, Facebook, and the latest big tech IPO, Buffett is slowly and methodically building wealth investing in more traditional companies he understands. That's not to say there's anything wrong with buying tech stocks, but it's not Buffett's area of expertise. So he invests in what he knows. Getting caught up in the latest fad with visions of becoming an overnight millionaire rarely ends well. Building true wealth is usually a slow, steady process. The Richest Man in Babylon connotes that he who takes advice about his savings from one who is inexperienced in such matters shall pay with his savings for proving the falsity of their opinions. Number 5. Own a home. Make your dwelling place a profitable investment. Owning your own home increases the amount of money to be set aside since you save on rent. If you're a renter, to build the same level of wealth as a homeowner, you have to be disciplined in saving and investing the money you would otherwise have put into a house down payment, maintenance, and repairs. If you don't have that kind of discipline, then owning a home can be a great, albeit inefficient, way to ensure you're saving money and building equity every month. The Richest Man in Babylon ignites the thought that to a man's heart, it brings gladness to eat the figs from his own trees and the grapes of his own vines. To own his own place that he is proud to care for, he puts confidence in his heart and greater effort behind all his endeavors. Number 6. Ensure your future income. Every man must think of the days to come when they're no longer young. Time will come when you'll be unable to learn. The best way to take care of your family is by making preparations for your retirement. This lesson can be summarized like this: be prepared for the unexpected. You may be making a good income now and even saving for the future. But what if you were to get sick and could no longer work? How would you survive? Will your family be in a position to pay the bills? Thinking through some of these unpleasant possibilities and planning for the future is a part of responsible adulthood. While insurance is a complicated topic, and there are a lot of less than honest sales tactics out there to promote various products, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do your homework and be prepared in case of an emergency. The sooner you start compounding your money, the more money you'll have to live off of when you choose to retire. Investing in your pension or a tax-free retirement account will provide you with cash for you and your family to live off of when you're much older. The Richest Man in Babylon says, provide in advance for the needs of your growing age and the protection of your family. Number 7. Increase your ability to earn. The second last lesson in wealth creation via the Richest Man in Babylon is to cultivate your own powers, to study and become wiser, and to become more skillful. Therefore, it's the burden of all men to acquire confidence so as to achieve the desired goals. In the personal finance equation, there are 2 ways to come out ahead: spend less or earn more. There's a reason this lesson is towards the end of the book. If you don't learn the basics of how to control your spending, live within your means, and invest wisely, then earning more income will do you no good. You'll just adjust your desires to match your new higher income and still be stuck in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. But once you've learned the basics of personal finance and have a handle on your budget, then earning income can be a powerful tool to build wealth. There's no denying that it's much easier to become wealthy making $500,000 per year than $50,000. But if you haven't learned the discipline of saving and investing, earning 10 times as much will do you no good in the long run, and is no guarantee of building real wealth. There are many ways to earn more income, but it all comes down to increasing your skills, whether that be in your current career or a side hustle to make some extra cash by using your knowledge and skills. Number 8. Live within your means. The book rightly points out that most people confuse necessary expenses with discretionary ones. Much like keeping up with the Joneses, your desires will always increase to consume whatever money you have and then some. This is also why keeping a budget is so important, so that you know where your money is going. This desire to live beyond your means is true regardless of your income level. Even if you make $200,000 a year or $1 million a year, there will always be things you desire that are slightly out of reach, whether it be a nice vacation or a luxury yacht. By adjusting your mindset to save a portion of your income first, you'll be satisfying your desires and still living within your means. At less than 100 pages, The Richest Man in Babylon is a quick read. This book would be an excellent choice for those who respond to qualitative motivation and storytelling. It would also be a particularly pertinent book for those who may feel overwhelmed by the recent market turmoil. If this book accomplishes anything, it demonstrates that the fundamental truths to wealth building are still applicable today. Learning the habits that lead to wealth is a skill that will continue to pay dividends regardless of how much money you have. But without the money management lessons that come along with the path to wealth, it's almost impossible to hold on to your money, even if you're the luckiest lottery winner in the world. It takes discipline to apply these simple steps to wealth creation, but over a lifetime, they can make the difference between you having the freedom of your time or having to work for someone else as you get older. Start now.